Yo, what's up guys, it's Nate here. So here's a widely asked video, mid ladder. So currently at 5.3, you guys can see that my card levels aren't the highest. My highest card is a level 12 Dark Prince, which will save me a lot. So let's just hop in the first match. So I did play before, guys. I did play a couple matches in this range before, and I've come to a conclusion that almost everybody I face has a max Witch or a max MK. So, okay, yeah, you see it right here. I used to go Miner, and then I face Witch right away. So I'm pretty sure that Dark Prince should splash on the Witch, which is really good for us. So you guys can see he's a level 10, but he's a level 13 Witch, so it's really unfortunate, but it's fine. So I always get questions like, how do you deal with mid-ladder? How are you supposed to play against them? So a couple tips that I can give you guys against mid-ladder is that never try to predict their deck. Because I remember when I was playing, like when I wasn't recording, I was like, okay, this is probably log bait, or this is probably lava. But then they literally pull out like an MK Prince Rage, Minion Horde, Bridge, something like that. So against mid-ladder decks, so the first tip I would give is to never try to predict their decks, and always wait for their play. Because I won't say that people down here play kind of newbie. I don't know if newbie's even a word. I'm sorry, guys. But they don't really play the best, so you can always manage to, like, if you have like a decent mindset or like a decent plan of how to play the deck and just know what they have in hand, then you can always win against these guys, even if you're underleveled. You guys can see that this guy is like, he's like, I want to say like he's maxed, but like he's level 13 cards, but I only have level 12. So, and there's always outplay potential even in mid ladder. So like even if I have such low level cards, there's always outplay potential in mid ladder, and you guys will see that hopefully when I'm playing. Or right now, you guys see that he's level 13 Mega Knight, which is really unfortunate. So I wasn't gonna go for a King Tower activation, but he decides to go with a Witch Bridge. And obviously that's what all mid ladder players do. They always spam the bridge. So I think I have to go for E-Spirit and then go for Skeletons, because I don't trust my E-Spirit to clean everything up. So you guys think he goes for a Goblin Bridge, and honestly, if I was a level 10, I would probably ignore that, but I can't since I'm a level 9. So to go for Tesla here, and then you can see mid ladder is really a pain because my level 10 Tesla can't even take out a level 11 Hog, even with my Prince Tower on it. So I have to go for Log here, and then he also goes for a Mirrored Hog, level 13, and I also have to Rocket it. And that should clean everything up. So I think this should be GG's, but again, guys, for mid ladder, you just need to just be careful, because you can never assume their decks, because they're always like wild decks. Like I remember, like I said before, when I wasn't recording, I was playing mid ladder, I was like, holy, like, what are these decks? Because I honestly thought that I mean, obviously knew there was not gonna be meta decks down here, but I didn't think that there would be like as crazy decks. Like there would be crazy decks, to be honest, down here, but apparently there is. So I'm gonna go for minor log, and this should be GG. So yeah, this is the first match. Hopefully, I'm hoping that I can probably face someone max, like with like a max level deck. Hopefully next game. So that should be GG against Bab. I'm not even sure if he's a real player or not. I'm not even gonna ask. So plus 31, that's not too bad. So that should put us 50, like 53, 60 something. But let's just hop in the next match, guys. Hopefully we can find a match. Okay. So we find a match here, guys, against Enna. I don't know. Okay, so he goes for a barrel first place. So I need to go. Okay. I was distracted, guys, so I had to overcommit. And you guys can see that he has a level 12 barrel, and I had to overcommit a delivery, a log, and skeletons, and it still got damage, but that's fine. So he goes for a Skarma here, so I would assume that this is probably bait, but I'm not going to assume, because I always tell you guys, don't assume decks in mid-ladder, because sometimes you will get punished for that. So he goes for Loon here, so I'm going to go for Rocket, and then let's go for delivery. Okay, I missed the Ice Fizz, which is unfortunate. So Ice Fizz will get a lot of damage on my tower, and he's a level 14 Ice Fizz, guys. So, just to say the least, I understand you guys' pain in mid-ladder. So, okay. I didn't think he would cycle that fast. Okay, he's back to cannon. So, then you go for E-Spirit, and then... Okay, thankfully he doesn't get another hit. Maybe my Dark Prince gets a hit. Okay, he goes for Zap. So, I'm pretty sure this guy's a real player, guys. So, I'm not going to say this is GG's, but he is a level 12. He's a level 12 Loon and a level 14 Ice Wiz. And my Rocky doesn't even one-shot it, nor does my Tesla even do anything. And I also have a level 9 King Tower. So, I'm not going to say this is GG, guys, but it is looking like it. So I'm just going for mine in the back, see what he has. Okay. So he has P.E.K.K.A, guys, which is really unfortunate. I don't think I can do much here. I can go for a pre-placed Tesla here, but he might have Fireball. So if he does have Fireball, it's really unfortunate. So I'm just gonna go Dark Prince in the back once I hit 10. Okay, never mind. So he goes for, okay, so I'm just gonna go for a rocket here. Hopefully I hit it. Okay. Okay, this is GG, guys. I completely missed my rocket on everything. If you guys watch my streams, then you guys do know that I love missing rockets. So I'm probably just gonna give up, to be honest. I'm probably not gonna cut this out because it is mid ladder. So what's the point of cutting things out? And I really only lost, guys, because he just has such high level cards compared to mine. So that's my excuse. I just lost because I didn't use my mom's credit card enough, which is GG's, but that's fine. So that should put us down. But let's just hop in the next match, guys. Probably, hopefully we find a match soon. So guys, we were next match against Jonathan. So I'm not gonna bother commentating over this, guys. I'm just gonna play. You guys just watch. So again, guys, I'm just gonna go over the tips. I think there are like 3 to 5 main tips I can give you guys against mid ladder. So the first tip is never try to predict their decks. The second tip is always wait for their first play, because the players, like, I'm not trying to insult you guys, but the players in this range aren't very the best. So there's always an outplay potential is my second tip. And my third tip is just to upgrade whichever deck you guys want to use, whether it be Golem, Miner. Like, even if you're watching this video and you don't like Miner, my tip to beat mid ladder is to always upgrade your highest level cards and to use them. But obviously, you guys need to make sure that your decks make sense. Like, your deck can't just be Golem, E-Giant, just because they're your highest level cards. Like, it has to synergize. So, like, E-Giant NATO is a good combo, or you can use Princess Inferno Tower if it's a good combo, if your card levels are high enough, or like my deck. Like Miner Control, obviously, since I'm on one trick, I'm obviously going to use it down here. So, you guys, those are like the best tips I would give to mid ladder. Yeah, those are basically all the tips I can give. So anyways, getting back to the game, again, I'm not really going to commentate over this, because I feel like it's pretty boring. So I'm probably just going to tell you guys a story. I mean, I think I've already told you guys like a ton of stories, but I do have a couple more. So let's just rewind back in the past. So this was during my 8th grade. So like it was like the end of 8th grade. So you know how everyone like when everyone graduates 8th grade, they like have their they don't have parties and stuff, but they go out. So anyways, I was invited to one, like, just to hang out, and I was like, nah. I was gonna stay home and just, I don't know what I was doing in 8th grade, but let's just say that I was probably just on my iPad doing something. I don't know what, but anyways, I got invited, and then basically I said no, but then my parents were like, you have to go, it's your graduation for 8th grade, since I'm going to high school. So I was just like, okay, why not? So anyways, I go there, and I wasn't really dressed in a proper attire. No, not attire. So dumb. I meant attire, guys. So basically, I was just dressed casually. So anyways, because like the place that we were invited to, it was a park that was not far from my house. It was probably maybe like a 5 to 10 minute walk. Anyway, I was walking there. So basically, I was walking there, and then I saw a group of girls. I'm pretty sure they recognized me, but like I said, guys, I wasn't really how do I say this? I wasn't really dressed for the occasion. So then I basically started to walk away from them, and they were like, oh, hey, is that Nate? And they started like waving me over, and I was like, nah. And then I wouldn't say I started running away from them, but I started just, I guess speed walking away from them. I don't know if that's weird, guys, if speed walking is it's like, I don't know if speed walking is the right thing to say, but anyway, I started like speed walking away from them, and then they started chasing me. So, you know, guys, I did the right thing to do. Well, I mean, I did what almost any boy would do. I started running away from them. So, okay, before you continue that story, this game just ended. So, I think we'll just probably hop in the next match. I think this puts us at like 56, yeah, 53-69. It's going through my battle log, obviously. When I started recording, I do have like two wins, 1 loss. So, let's just hop in the next match, guys. But anyways, getting back to the story. So, I did what any sensible person would do, so I started running away from them. And then they just like kept calling my name over and over again. And I would say probably it was like 3 to 4. It was like 3 to 4 girls. I think they were in a friend group. I think I recognized at least like one of them. But anyways, getting back to there. So I basically was running away from them, and I wasn't wearing shoes. I was wearing sandals, so they see my toes. But obviously I wasn't a toes type of guy, because obviously I was still in middle school, or like starting to the end of like nearing the start of my like high school year. So I wasn't into any of that sexual stuff yet, I guess. So I did what any sensible person would do. So I hid behind a tree. So you guys probably asking me, what tree did you hide behind? Well, I hid behind this, like, I wouldn't say it was a slim tree, but it was like a big enough tree to where it could cover my entire body, because obviously I am a skinny Asian boy. So I hid behind the tree, and then I'm pretty sure one of them. I'm not sure if one of them saw me, but I did manage to hide from them, and then I peeked around the tree, and obviously they were still looking for me. But eventually they did go away. So yeah, guys, I mean, I don't know if like that is the sole reason why I don't talk to girls, or maybe because I'm just socially awkward like that. But I don't know. I just stopped initiating contact with girls after that. So you know, I wouldn't say that like that interaction was the entire reason I stopped talking to girls, but I just found anime, guys. I wouldn't say that anime is bad for you guys, but you know, for all you anime haters, and obviously I know, there are some anime haters who are in my YouTube videos. If you just give it a chance, maybe one day you will convert to anime. But yeah, guys, that was just one interaction. There was also another one to where, I don't know. Let's just fast forward now. So basically, I live in a pretty. Let's just say, guys, I live in a pretty nice neighborhood. I can't pronounce, apparently. I'm sorry. So anyway, there's this neighbor. I've known this girl, I guess since I guess I've known this girl since kindergarten. I've known her for a long time. So anyways, I wouldn't say I stalk her. If you guys consider, okay, so look, guys, hear me out here. So basically, how it is that she's probably like 2 to 3 blocks away from me, but there's just like a bush, like there's just bush, guys. Not like, I want to say like it's far from my house, but it's pretty goddamn close. Anyways, sometimes I sit in the bush and I look across at her house, but no, listen, hear me out here. It's not in a creepy sort of way. Like, I'm pretty sure they can see that I'm looking through the bush, but I don't know. I've had my friends tell me that I'm stalking her, but it's not stalking if no, look, guys, it's not stalking if she doesn't call the police. It's not stalking if she doesn't call the police. But there's like sometimes where like I sometimes just, I don't know. I guess I just go into the bush and I just look at her, but like it's not in that sort of way, guys. Like I don't look at her in a creepy way. It's just like I'm just there, and I'm pretty sure they see me. They just don't say anything. And besides, guys, whenever I go into that bush, the police never come. So if the police never come, then it's completely fine. But I don't know, you guys let me know. I don't think that's a stalker. Like, it's not a stalker way if I'm not in jail right now. But after this video drops, if I don't upload for like in a couple days, then you guys will know that I'm probably in jail. But you know, guys, for now, it's fine. It's fine. But anyways, guys, let's just hop in one more story. So, I think I have one where a football player sat on me. So I think this was during my sophomore year. So I just came out of my freshman year. So obviously I wasn't that afraid of juniors and seniors, but I was still scared. So anyways, it was in that one day where my parents really called me and they basically told me that they couldn't pick me up that day. So I had to take the bus. So you know, taking the bus wasn't too bad because I don't know, I never took the bus in middle school, but I was like okay with taking the bus. But anyways, how how school buses work for most people is that there was always people that would crowd the buses. There's like three different types of people for buses. There's one group of people who just literally stand by like the stops, like the stop for the bus. So they always want to grab a seat. There's the people who like straggle behind, and there's people like me who just stay in the back because I don't want to get trampled by people. So anyways, the bus was like really late that day. I think it was like 2 hours late for some weird reason. So basically everyone was just waiting. So you guys have no idea. When the bus came, it was like the first day of school. Everyone started like charging in to like just get a spot in, and so I was like, hell no. So like so obviously I was too much of a scaredy cat, I guess. So basically I just waited for everyone to go in first, and then I went there and I went there last, obviously. So obviously, you guys know if you go last somewhere, you will obviously get like probably the most like the terrible spot. So obviously I got a really bad spot. So I went in the bus and it was basically fully packed, but luckily there's like this one spot in the middle, I guess, and I got lucky. So I just sat there, right? So then I was just waiting there, and then basically these football players started walking in, and they were like huge. I mean, like I was probably like 5'8" when I was in 10th grade, and they were probably like 6 foot, 6'3". So anyways, they were like just talking to each other, and I was just sitting in the corner, and coincidentally there was like a spot next to me open, but I didn't think they would sit there because there's like a decent amount of spots left, even though like I was like one of the last kids to walk in to the bus, and like the bus driver was like, "Yo, hurry up and sit down," And then like the football players were like, okay, okay. Anyways, one of them came down on me. No, oh my, why did I just say that? Okay, no, guys, not in a sexual way, but like he basically he basically sat on me, and I don't think he saw me. Like he basically squished my face against the window, and I was like, excuse me, and he was like, huh? And he was like, oh shoot, man, I'm so sorry, and like I mean this literally, guys. He literally squished my face against the window, like I was like literally a pie, on the window. He literally sat on me, like, because he was like so huge for a football player. Like I think he was probably like 6'4", and he was like lengthy too. So his legs were like stretching across, and he was like, "Yo, dude, my bad." And I was like, "Nah, it's all good, it's all good." And it was like really awkward, cause like I would say there were like probably like 6 stops of the bus, and I was probably like the third one. So basically, that entire time I just basically just sat there. I was just looking at him, and I feel like it was really awkward because I think he kind of felt. I felt bad that he sat on me. Like he literally sat on me, like what? Like no joke, guys. But I think he felt bad because then he kept on apologizing to me. But I was like, no, it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, I basically got sat on by a football player. And I think I said this before, guys. In high school, I was not a very socialized, like I wasn't a butterfly, I guess, a social butterfly. So I always minded my own business, to say the least. But yeah, guys, I don't know. That's just pretty much my life in high school. I pretty much was a lonely kid who focused on his grades. I mean, I did end up getting a good college. Obviously, I have the life that I want for the most part, except for a 2D waifu. But, that is another day to where I'll tell you another story about me wanting a 2D body pillow. But, guys, I will say the story for another day. But anyways, looking at this game, with just 30 seconds left, I'm pretty sure I just need 2 more rockets here. So I actually forgot how much Rocket does. I think Rocket does like 300 something, so I'm just gonna rock here. And let's take back to another one. He goes for Loon here, but I think we should be okay. Yeah, with just one more card here, we should be back to Rocket. So I'm pretty sure Rocket does take it. Loon hits. Okay, but it's fine, guys. It was totally calculated. I did win. But anyways, guys, that'll probably be the end of the video. Let's see where we should be ending. We should be ending at 5.4. So that's a pretty good ending, I guess. If my game can load. Game load. Okay, guys. Okay, so we should be loading back in. So we should be ending at 54:25. So perfect, guys. So I hope you guys did enjoy this mid-ladder video. If you guys do want more, just comment below, because you guys always ask me for this, but I'm not sure you guys want it. So again, guys, if you guys did enjoy the video, obviously I did take a loss, so I'm not gonna cut it out because it's just mid-ladder, but who cares really. But it's been Nate, guys, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and just, if you guys want more mid-ladder content, just let me know. Anyways, it's been Nate, and I will see you guys later.